So today I'd like to talk about a myth in student voice, and that's that this might be a controversial one, that students suffer from survey fatigue, right? And that there's too many surveys, and that's a reason why students don't respond, right? It's a common refrain from staff and students, but I think if you start looking through it in a little bit more detail, you can understand it's not really about the amount of surveys, it's about what we do with them. And students aren't tired of receiving surveys, or particularly tired of filling them in. They're tired of being ignored. So if we actually did something with any of this data, then and communicated that with students, then I think the survey fatigue would just evaporate. So any surveys that are going out that aren't having a clear action communicated to the students should be ditched, right? Because again, it's not survey fatigue because just the volume of surveys, it's the volume of surveys that aren't actually leading into anything, right? The students don't feel any point in filling these things in because they don't see any results from them. And this particularly applies to the quantitative questions where, okay, I'm one of 1,000, 10,000 students filling in this survey. I do my Likert scale questions. What difference is that actually going to make? But they actually feel a bit more engaged with the free text comments. And this is where we can actually sort of spin it a little bit. If we have a more of a focus, a smaller surveys with a nice open comment at the end of it, they feel like, okay, someone might read this. And if you actually show them that you do read it, you get a lot more engagement and that survey fatigue will just go away. So comments is what you're after, because again, that's engagement for students. They feel it's actually leading to something rather than just being some tiny decimal point on an average somewhere. So try and lean into that and make your surveys smaller and more free text comment heavy. So students specifically say their issues where in those comments. That's what the big use and the real high quality of these comments is from a data point of view. They're very, really rich because they tell you exactly, specifically what the problems are, right? And your analysis of this data should lead to it being structured in a way where the right people can read the right comments and actually see those specifics come right out of the page. So why does this myth persist? It's because we don't follow up with students, right? It's survey fatigue. They get too many surveys. They get too many surveys that are then ignored. If we started actually doing something with this data and any surveys where we don't do anything with it, why are we doing that survey? If we started taking that approach, I think very quickly survey fatigue would go away.